right, I'm the Flat Rate Master. Today let's talk about high-tech versus low-tech engine diagnostic tool. According to a bunch of trainers and a bunch of YouTubers, high-tech is the only way to go, but it really isn't. I will advocate for having as many tools in the toolbox as you can, meaning all of it, but honestly, a lot of stuff can be diagnosed rather low-tech and, well, cheaper, more robust. Now, I think it should also be very situational on what tool you use. For instance, if you've got a cylinder misfire that you think is mechanical on an engine, well, according to trainers and YouTubers, well, pressure transducer, except it's under the intake. So you have to take the intake off, put it in there, and, well, run your tests. You know, that's not a big deal when it's an easy intake to remove, but when it's more complex, or for instance, it's a European product that, you know, might break and might not be able to go back on until you get new parts, that makes it a little more difficult. Now, for me, I like having, well, options. Now, for instance, if I suspect a compression issue, I probably will run a relative compression test using a scope. But a relative compression only gets you so far. If a cylinder, for instance, is fuel washed, it might actually be a good cylinder, it's just not getting spark. So it's only the first in a line of tests. Let's say you take that intake off, you pull the coil. Obviously, ignition testing on a dead hole is probably not going to be very fruitful, so I wouldn't run that test. So let's say you go to use a pressure transducer in that cylinder with the engine running, and you want to look at, you know, valve opening and all that stuff. Well, that's great, except you've got a lot of time invested into that endeavor that may prove out to be nothing. You know, for instance, you put a little oil down in that cylinder, you run a regular compression gauge, and all of a sudden you have compression that is in spec. So you know you've got a fuel wash. So then you look at other things rather than a mechanical issue. And that's how I really recommend is you, instead of doing the trainer way, pulling out that pressure transducer at every chance you can, because it looks better in a presentation, looks better in a video. Honestly, it's a lot of work that may not be that fruitful. So let's look at, say, you want to prove the engine's out of time in one bank because you've got misfires all on one bank. So you're going to go ahead and do a, you want to use a pressure transducer to determine valve lift and timing relative to the compression stroke. And that is a really easy thing to see in an in-cylinder test. But you know what's a lot easier? The scope and testing for cam position. Most engines that have 4 cams have usually 4 cam position sensors. Not always. So you may need to go a different way. But guess what you just did? You just saved yourself taking that intake off or doing something else that is labor intensive that isn't necessary. And that's why I recommend tailoring your diagnostic procedure to the situation at hand. You're working on an open engine that you can get to all the cylinders. Well, putting a pressure transducer in there is a really quick and easy way to test for compression issues, timing issues, valve sealing issues. And it makes it a very simple, easy, quick test. But when you're pulling everything apart and then have to put it back together, it's not so easy. So in that situation, you might just pull out a leak down test to check for valve sealing. Like I said, you can test for timing with cam sensors, do that first rather than pulling the intake off. And that's where a lot of people, I think, fail when it comes to diagnostics. They don't look at the efficiency of the tests they want to do. They look at, well, this is what trainer X said, so let me do that. A perfect example of that is in a training class, V6 Honda with a timing belt and a rather difficult intake to remove. Back cylinder was suspected to be out of time. So they pulled the intake, replaced the spark plug with a pressure transducer, proved that the engine was out of time. You know what's easier than all of that? Pulling a couple covers and checking manually for time, which would have proved the exact same thing way faster. So instead of trying to do it like the training instructors do it, because they're presenting a class, and well, pressure transducers look better in a PowerPoint than a picture of a gauge. They just do. Do what's most efficient in a repair. Don't bother looking at what the trainer did. Look at the car you're working on and the most efficient way to diagnose it. That's the most important things. The tools are just a means of getting there. Just like scan tools. All of them. Get them, all of them. It's another arrow in your quiver to use to improve your diagnostic skills and efficiency. And that's the thing I try to hammer home is the efficiency of diagnostics. The fastest way to the correct answer that you can prove is the best way to diagnose a car, because time equals money for everybody involved, the customer, the shop, and you as a technician. Pick the right tool for the job, whether that's a compression gauge, whether that's a leak down tester, whether that is a scope for timing or relative compression, or it's a pressure transducer. Use the right tool for the situation you're in. I'm a little preachy probably on this one, but I'm a beast for efficiency. So as always, thanks for watching. I am the Flat Rate Master.